How's it going, everybody? Doing a request here today. It is partially my fiance's as well. Some of these games are hers, but I combined them. It's a request for Super Mario collection, Super Mario game collection. I might do another collection with these other ones, but I didn't throw like the side stuff in there as well. I kept this to the kind of 2D and 3D platforming games. I didn't, we have Mario Kart. We have a couple other ones like Dr. Mario, stuff like that. A few Mario parties. I was gonna throw those in too, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this just to the 2D, 3D platformer games. So I'm gonna try to do them in chronological order. First one here is Super Mario Bros. 2. Manual is in this little plastic seal. There it is. This one's in real good shape too. Good game. It was based on in Japan. The game was Doki Doki Panic, and then they just reskinned it for I guess everywhere else but Japan. I could be wrong though. The Super Mario Bros. 2. It's still a great game though. It's got, you could use Mario, Luigi. Is she Peach in this one, or is she Toadstool? I think she's Peach at this point. And Toad. And they all have different abilities and stuff. It's a fun game. A lot of enemies too. If you look in the manual, there's like just a ton of enemies at the end. I guess you go through all of them in the book. Second one here is Super Mario Bros. 3. This game is a classic as well. I remember when this was coming out. This game popped up in that movie, The Wizard. I think Fred Savage was in it. That was like the selling point of it, because I'm pretty sure that movie came out before Mario 3 did, and that was like the first kind of huge advertisement in movie for the game. And then, it was just such a lead up to it. This one has the Koopa kids in it, or Bowser's kids, I should say. Got Larry Koopa, Roy Koopa, Lemmy Koopa, Ludwig von Koopa, Icky Koopa, Wendy O. Koopa, Morton Cooper Jr. Morton Cooper Jr. is interesting because does that mean Bowser's? You'd think Bowser's name would be Morton then. This is a fantastic game, though. This has the worlds in it. It has the 7 worlds, or 8 worlds. Is it 8 worlds? And the 8th is the hidden world. And it's the game you can, like, skip parts and stuff if you find certain whistles that bring you to different worlds and stuff like that. Awesome game still to this day. This has is it the raccoon suit? What are they called? It is the raccoon suit, I think. I don't think they called it the... Oh, good. Maybe it was just the Tanuki suit then. Oh, it says Raccoon Mario on the inside here. Oh no, he does. There's a Tanuki suit as well. Both in here. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. 3. I do need to pick up a copy of the Super Mario Bros. The first one at some point as well. Next one we have for the Game Boy. I picked this one up. It's probably been like 4 or 5 months now, but I got it because I can still play it on a GBA because it's not region locked. So I went on eBay and picked up the Japanese version, Super Mario Land. It's the same freaking game. Like I mean, everything's the same. It's in English too. Not that the screen, like the layout or whatever you want to call it, the HUD is just in English. There's not like any kind of talking in this game or anything. But anyway, this is actually a really good game. I think it was a launch title. No, was it? It came out early after the Game Boy. It might have been a launch title. But it's fun. Different suits in this one too. I never did beat this. Actually, technically, this might have come out before Super Mario 3. They're both 89. I don't know exactly when in the year each one came out. Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. Showed this in the GBA collection the other day. This is just Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. Super Mario Advance was Mario 2, and I think Super Mario Advance 3 was Mario 3. It also, all of those Advance games also had Mario Bros, the original Mario Bros. That came out before Super Mario Bros. It was a different game. It has all those. I have a version of that in it too, which is cool. But this is one of the best. For a lot of people, Super Mario World is their favorite Mario. It's so good. I remember when that one came out too. It was such a big deal, especially with the graphical leap going from 8-bit to 16-bit. You were just like, oh my god, the colors and everything, the animation, just everything looked fantastic. And you had a nice game world. The game world was different in that one. It was like Super Mario 3, just each world was its own thing, and you had to go, just quickly went to things. This one like had little mountains and stuff, and it was like they were in their own sections, but it was like free moving and stuff. You'd go up and go down and then go to the next area. This is a fantastic game, no matter where you play it. Let me do this first. This is one of my fiance's. I think I've talked about this in the past, but she would throw out the cases and then put the manuals and the discs inside like a CD case, like a CD binder. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, you threw out the cases. This is Mario Sunshine, though, for the GameCube. This is the one where you get the water cannon. It has a name. Flood. F-L-U-D-D. Not the Flood from Halo. Classic GameCube controller. I might actually play this. This game, I think I've talked about this in the past. I've never beaten this game. In fact, I've not played like a ton of this. I would always play it for like an hour or two, and I couldn't get into it. I had it on the GameCube briefly, and I just, for some reason, it was like one of those Mario games, and it doesn't happen often, that I couldn't get into. I really need to give it a shot. You're on an island. Is it Delfino or Delfini? Isle Delfino. And like everything's covered in like goo, or I guess whatever you want to call it. And you have to use the gun, the spray gun, to wash it all off. And that helps with platforming too. It turns, it like launches you up and stuff like that. And you got your standard Mario enemies are in here as well. I said I don't know a ton about it because I only played some of it. Like, it wasn't as much platforming. I remember hearing this from people until like later in the game. Like, you'd be jumping up and stuff and doing things, but it wasn't like a pure kind of platformer like the other ones, even the 3D ones. And then it got crazy kind of towards the end, people would say, with the platforming. So, New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. I went slightly out of order. This is the one that started all with those games, and there are a few other ones in my collection here. But it was really cool at the time, especially to get the 2D platformer on, the handheld again. They had them before that, but it looked really nice. Because they were they more focused on the 3D stuff, like the Super Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine stuff. It kind of, I don't know. People love these games, and there's a ton of them now. They kind of re-release them repeatedly on new systems. Super Mario 64 DS. This is just the N64 game in DS form. This one added some things. I think you can use different characters in this one. Look how they made the manual. They made it like the DS, the dual screen thing. So it went up, down, instead of side to side. A lot of you can use Luigi in this one, apparently. Adventure mode. Changing caps. If you wear a different cap, you can turn in. Yoshi can turn into Mario, Luigi, or Wario. That's interesting. So that's what they added to it. This is my fiance's. I did not play a ton of this. I played the original Mario 64 and loved it. But whatever. I mean, Mario 64 in general is. This was out of the case as well, but I still had a case from a garage sale I went to, and I'm throwing it in there. That's actually a really good tapping sound. I have to remember that for my next vid. That involves tapping. The original Mario 64 was freaking groundbreaking. I've talked about that in the past. It's just a fantastic game. It was mind-blowing at the time. When I first laid eyes on that, and I gave my mom, because we were trying to say, I talked about this, we didn't realize you had to flip the channel over to the input over on the TV, because we were so used to using the RF, you screw the thing in the RF adapter or whatever. And then when we first saw it, we were just like, oh my god, like, it was like, and I'd call my friends upstairs, like, you gotta see this. It was like this, Wave Race, a few of the other games at that point, you just like, check this out, it's insane. Mario 64 DS. Here's some Wii games that are not in the proper order either. These next two are both my fiance's. Super Mario All-Stars, she does have the soundtrack disc as well. This is exactly what the Super Nintendo one was. The Super Mario All-Stars came out on the Super Nintendo, and it had Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3, but they were upgraded to 16-bit, and it also had the hidden levels, which was Mario 2 in Japan, which they turned over here. They, like I said, they reskinned the Doki Doki Panic to Mario 2, but this one has the actual Mario 2. I think they called it Lost Levels. They didn't think we could handle it over here. I think that one has the poison mushrooms in it. It's actually not a bad tapping sound either. That's what this has, and this came with a soundtrack disc. I think it came with some kind of like a thick manual too, with like a little history on Mario and stuff. It was cool though. Like I remember playing Super Mario All-Stars back in the day on the Super Nintendo. It was just so cool having the 8-bit games now in 16-bit. It was awesome. It's a remake. It's a remake even back then. Now here's new Super Mario Brothers Wii. This came in a red case. This is the same thing as the DS one, but now it's on the Wii, and it will reappear on every other Nintendo system to come after. But you can use all these guys and stuff. It's classic 2D platforming. Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. I do not have 2. I played a little bit of 2. These two games are actually not that expensive. This one is one I got a garage sale last summer for like $3. Was it less than that? I think it was actually, because I remember the person gave me was this copy of Super Mario Maker and that Sonic game. They were $7 for all 3, so there was like $2.33 each. One was $2.34. Still a hell of a deal. This has a super thick manual. I think it's in like a bunch of languages. Yeah, they have all languages in here. So, this one was classic, and this one looks fantastic too. Even though like the Wii wasn't necessarily an overly powerful console, the Mario art style, it holds up no matter what generation it is, and you get to collect these little things, these little stars. You're doing a lot of stuff with the Wii remote and stuff. B Mario, it was introduced in this one, I'm pretty sure. You bounce from different galaxy and stuff. Then you're running around these little planets and you're like going around them. It's actually really cool. The story at the end of this game is pretty nuts too. Like, it pretty much like indicates like this was just like never ending, like even for Bowser. Like it's just this kind of stuff's gonna just keep happening over and over again, type thing. It's a fantastic Mario game though, and people blown up the second one as well. Obviously the Wii sold like gangbusters, but in terms of like the Wii U or the GameCube, even when the systems don't sell well, there's still at least one like really good Mario game on the console. Alright, let's do the final ones here. Oh wait, okay, final 4. And here's New Super Mario Brothers U for the Wii U, and this is the one that came with. They just released this one first, and then they came out with the bonus one that had New Super Luigi U. He plays him, and it's harder. Same as the other ones, they add in some little different things from time to time and stuff like that. You can use the Wii. I might use the Wii remote or the Wii U gamepad. I didn't play a ton of this one, honestly. My fiance was playing some of it. Super Mario 3D World now. This is when I got at a garage. I just grabbed it because it was like $2 a while back. And actually, no. This came with a bunch of stuff I got. I probably put that video up on this channel. I think it was in there with some other Wii U games that didn't work. There was like an original Nintendo, and they busted up a bunch of Wii remotes and stuff. I think it was like $20. I'm like, I'm gonna take it because some of the stuff did work, and the controllers worked. There was a couple NES controllers in there as well. But anyway, because with the Wii U we got had this installed on it with Nintendo Land, but I'm like, I was part of that lot someday. I decided to keep it, to have a physical copy, but this game's fantastic. It looks amazing. Cat Mario is the hook in this one, along with the classic stuff, but this one also introduced Captain Toad. There was a few levels that were Captain Toad levels in this game. Looked fantastic as always. Great soundtrack. Like, you can use. I think you can just use the 4 of them again. I think we have a cannon box as well. Launch out missiles. It was just classic 2D platforming as always. 3D platforming now. This was just awesome game. This game's awesome. They re-released it on the Switch not that long ago with Bowser's Fury. Because every Wii U games it didn't sell well. They're just like, we're going to re-release every Wii U game onto the Switch. Super Mario Maker. This is a game where you can play and make your own Mario levels with every Mario. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. U are the 4 you could pull from. I know they made a second one for the Switch, which I assume would have added. There might have been some DLC for this one as well, where it added other games you could use, stuff from other games, but also has amiibo support. I forgot about amiibos. So you can play and create your levels and then share them online. Other people can play them. You have to actually beat your own level up before you can share it. Some people went nuts, man. Some people went like sinister with their levels. And it also has its own like 100 levels built in that you can play. And these all came with this cool book. It's an art book, I believe. It's just an art book. Cool thing for they made back then. Like, people were boning over this when it came out. You know what the funny thing is? Like, the Wii U sold poorly. And I think the Wii U is a cool system, but I think they didn't have a massive game library, but man, they had a lot of freaking good games for it. And the last one is the most recent that we have, and it came out in 2017. It's Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch. This is another phenomenal game. What's his name? Cappy. That's the thing in this one. You use him, and then you can throw him onto other enemies, and then you become the enemy and stuff like that. You can turn into a dinosaur, a cab, and all types of shit. It's a really big game. This is another one where you're catching stars. It's super fun. There's different worlds you go to. Like you're using Cappy's ship, and you go to different planets, and you hang out there. You gotta collect everything, and you can go back and do other stuff. And then there's like sinister worlds afterwards, like the dark side of the moon, the other side of the moon. It's super hard. And then there's one where you're just going through all the boss battles, and you only have one set of health, and that's it. We did not get every single. I think there's stars. We did not get. I know it's stars in most of the Marios, but sometimes it's not. But just a fantastic game as well. And they let you use the dinosaur like right out of the gate on the first kind of place. I think Mario Galaxy is the one that starts with Bowser attacking and everything gets blown to shit and you go flying. I don't think that's this one. Maybe it is. Or it's both. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. Odyssey. I do want to pick up some more Mario-related games, especially like Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins for the Game Boy. The original Super Mario Bros. Just have another copy of it. That and Jaws were my first NES games back in, I think, 87 when I got my mom and dad were still together at that point, so I remember, I think I came home from like religion Jaws and Super Mario Bros. Are the two games that they got with it. And, you know, maybe like, I'm trying to think of some other ones. I might get Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Switch at some point. But that has Galaxy. Does that have Galaxy 2 as well? Or does it just have Galaxy 64 and Sunshine? Like, what's the point when we already play two of them? I would technically play all three of them. Because the one's on the DS, but I don't know. Maybe not then. But anyway, yeah, that's just a request here today of Super Mario game collection. I might do another one with the other Mario games in the franchise that aren't like actual 2D or 3D platformers, you know, the racing games, the party games, the RPGs, you know, everything else, maybe Luigi-based stuff also. We'll see. And thanks for checking us out.